So it's Monday, a new week, new goals that need to be accomplished. I'm a little exhausted because on my lunch break at work, I use that time to actually do a 30-minute walk. So I'm exhausted, but here's what we got. So this week, I'm trying to think of the goals that we want to accomplish this week, and things are kind of already not going exactly how I want them to. And what I mean is basically, we just found out that the new project that we're working on at work, OPMs are already wanting some type of update on it, which lets me know that they're kind of moving faster on this. So I feel that I need to put in more work and be more effective at getting things done quicker, because it seems like they want to move a little quicker than I was originally thinking. So therefore, I got to lock in even harder to try to get this done. So with that, I have to find a way to try to balance that in order without burning myself out in the 8 hours that I have to work and still trying to get stuff done afterwards. Luckily, again, we're not doing summer classes this semester, so that's going to make things a little easier. But again, just some slight changes. But with that, though, we have some things that we kind of have to think about. One of the things that we have to think about is this music video idea. So my wife is saying that we shouldn't do the music video idea because she thinks it's going to take too much effort. I personally don't think it's going to take that much effort, but I really need to sit down and do some more deep diving into what the plan is already, because I've kind of planned it out, how I see it going, what I think it's going to take to make it happen. So I need to put some time and effort into that. But I know for a fact one of the goals for this week is going to be finishing that new song that we wrote for last week, which was one of the goals. So this week is going to be a little interesting. So what I need to do right now is I need to finish working for today. And then after that, I'm going to the gym. Then I have some other things to do. But I'm going to take some time to actually kind of sit down and really look at the goals for this week.
You know where we at?
So much for the day being what I thought it was going to be. So went to the gym, got back, and it stormed. So I think we were kind of crazy to begin with, because we went to the gym while it was storming. I mean, a massive storm hit. I mean, the lights flickered in the gym several times, but it passed. And the gym's in a different city. But the thing is, when we come back to where we live, which is 2 cities from where our gym is, all the power's out. Power has been gone for 3-4 hours now. We went and got food, came back, power's still out. But I gotta say that I really like this. I really like when the power goes out, because I feel like things are just so quiet. Like right now I'm speaking and I'm just hearing all these damn echoes and stuff in the house. And it's crazy because I feel like you don't normally hear those whenever the power is on. And it's interesting because in our neighborhood, it's a pretty big neighborhood. A lot of children and stuff live here. You see children out playing, people out just enjoying the day, because it is still somewhat daylight right now. But it's kind of crazy because of the fact that you generally don't see this when the power is on. Obviously, you don't see people kind of get together like this, which is cool. I mean, it's cool because people are kind of getting out there socializing and everyone's just kind of having fun. You don't really have the TV. The cell service actually sucks right now for some stupid reason. I have Verizon, and on both of my devices, it's Verizon, which is a mistake. But for some reason, the cell service is really slow. So, I mean, being on social media, that sort of thing is kind of almost impossible right now. And obviously with no power, no internet. So everyone's just kind of in silence. And I'm just kind of chilling right now. It sucks because it throws off my whole day. But I think you shouldn't take these type of moments for granted. I think it's important to just enjoy what's going on right now and just being in the now. I really feel like these moments kind of help define you and ground you. There was a time back in 2011, I believe, where there were a bunch of tornadoes that came through Alabama, and I lived in northern Alabama at the time, and we literally were without power for 2 weeks. That was the craziest 2 weeks ever, but I gotta say that it was one of the best times because, again, I think you kind of get to connect with just life. You know, I feel like things kind of, whenever the power's out in a situation like this, I kind of like it because it's like things just slow down. Things slow down and time just kind of, it breathes. Like time almost like breathes a little. So I gotta say that I'm enjoying this. Okay, so there's been a change of plans. So I've basically been taking some time today. It's Tuesday. I just finished working and I'm about to go to the gym here soon. But I kind of took some time because I wanted to really analyze what it was that I was doing and the goals that we had set for this week. And I'm going to be completely honest. I think I do have an issue. And the issue is I strive for novelty, like trying to do things that I think are going to be unique and that are going to be different. And I think within that, though, I think that's where you kind of mess up because not everything has to be reinvented. Like you can take ideas and be able to add your own spin to it and make things great. And this is a lesson I feel like I've learned before, but for some reason it's like not drilled in enough, I guess. Maybe because I haven't practiced it enough. But what I mean by all that is we're not doing a music video. Part of last week's goals were to come up with ad creatives and to come up with 10 short form content ideas for the June release of our next song. But I thought I came up with a really cool concept for a music video idea that I really liked. But the only problem is trying to realistically create music videos for every single song that I put out is going to be very difficult. And I think it takes away time from other things that can be done, which would be working on more music. And so I think what I'm going to do is really save the music video piece for when we have a song that is gaining a lot of traction and the music video makes sense for it. But I think right now I'm going to table the ideas of trying to do music videos for every song and just really focus on trying to get better at short form content as well as the ads that I use. And one of my biggest issues was I'm like, okay, I don't want to do X, Y, and Z because other people are doing it. But I think honestly that is stupid. That's a stupid way to think about it because just because other people are doing it don't mean you can't do it with your own spin on it. You know what I mean? And I think, and the reason I say it's okay, let me take it back. It's not stupid, but I think that you kind of leave stuff on the table because yes, you can come up with novel ideas all day. But the thing about it though is look at how much more effort that takes. Like, yes, if you have an idea that comes to you, it's novel and it's cool and you like it, run with it. But I think in a situation like this, there are ideas that I don't hate that are already being done. But the only reason I'm not doing them is because I feel like, oh, I'm copying other people. And I think that mindset could be very time consuming to your overall goals. So I think what we're going to do right now is let's go ahead and clearly identify our goals for this week, okay? Number one, we need to come up with ad creatives for the June release. Number two, now we need to actually do 15 content ideas for the June release, okay? Because we didn't do this last week because we came up with the idea of just trying to do a music video, which is not going to happen. And then the third goal for this week is going to be to finish the new song that we wrote last week. Okay, so we're only giving ourselves those 3 goals for this week, which I definitely think are attainable. Again, it's Tuesday, so we got plenty of time to work on this, and we're actually going to just go ahead and get started on it today. What I think I just realized about myself is one of my problems is I think I'm more concerned with not being successful. And what I mean is, although I think at the root of me, I'm very okay with the fact that, hey, music is going to do what music is going to do. As long as I love it and I'm doing it because I'm having fun with it, that's all that matters, right? That's the core of my thought process. However, sometimes there's moments or maybe there's pressure from social media or just outside influences that make me feel like, no, this has to work, or I need to make sure I'm doing this right because I want this to be this way and I want people to perceive it this way. And I think that's what kind of muddies the waters. And it's like I have a grasp on that, and sometimes I'm able to keep that locked into my head. But then there's moments where I feel like unconsciously it slips back in. Oh, wait, but you got to make sure that this does well, or that you hope that people perceive it this way. And that's so toxic. It's so stupid, and it's something that I'm working on correcting because, again, that's not the premise of this at all. The premise is not because, oh, this needs to lead to fame or this needs to lead to money. No, the premise is, hey, this is something that you've put a lot of time and effort into ever since you were young, but kind of fell off because life got in the way. And now you're rediscovering something that you are super passionate about. And I think that's the important thing to kind of keep in mind is that the passion is what comes first and everything else comes second. I had a missed delivery today from UPS. And it's the steering wheel I ordered. So I ordered a custom steering wheel for the Mustang from Guardian Design. And they said 8 weeks. It actually came a lot sooner than I was expecting. But the problem is they tried to deliver it when I wasn't here. However, though, even though I've already paid for the steering wheel, including all the shipping and everything like that, I don't know if this has to do with the tariffs or anything that's coming in when it comes to the US and all the bullshit that's going on with that. But I have to pay $162. A delivery fee. It's because they said Yep, no, it literally says it at the top. It's because of recent tariffs. It literally says that.
Really?
I dead ass. Look at this shit. That's some bullshit, bro. That is so freaking stupid. Okay, so I gotta pay that, which is stupid. Okay, so it is Wednesday morning. It's 6 a.m. I just clocked in. Got a lot to knock out before 8, which is when I think they have the meeting with the OPM. So I need to really kind of lock in at the moment and get this stuff done for them.
Started with me, just a young nigga with dreams. I hardly would call that a scheme. Look where we at, keeping the vision was key. I do what I do for my team. My niggas are strapped, fuck what you won't be for me. My hitters be chasing collapse. If you coming with fuck shit, just know it's a trap. Looking for smoke, then you know where we at. We slow to react. Damn, I hate wasting my time. I'm canceling shit if it doesn't align. I'm watching these niggas give up and they prime.
So I'm very upset right now. So my steering wheel came in from Poland. I told you about how I had to pay a tariff fee. But in order to keep myself accountable, I told myself that before I can actually install it on the car, that I need to ensure that I get this vlog published and uploaded. Well, I'm done with the vlog. I'm trying to add my captions and everything. Well, not captions, but I'm trying to add text to certain areas. And I want a certain font, right? Why is Creative Cloud not initializing so therefore I can add this font? This is so stupid, yo. Literally just been sitting here spinning for like the past 20 minutes. I've tried force closing the application. I've completely restarted this thing and everything. I have no idea what's happening. I think, honestly, this might just be a sign that I just got to use a different font. Okay, so I already did a video, part of the video for the short that I'm making right now, but I want to show you the steering wheel and see what you think. This is what we have here. So basically it came in from Poland, as I said. This is a color scheme that I'm going with for this. It's the lime green. So this is fluorescent green, I think it is. And I did the stitching in that green as well as the noon is in that green. It has Napa leather on the bottom and the top, and then it has Alcantara on the sides. So now the next step is going to be to get the old one off and get this thing installed. Well, that's a bust. So I started the installation for the steering wheel last night and I didn't get finished. I actually ended up going to bed way later than I should have, and I'm kind of tired this morning. I still stuck to my whole waking up at 4:30 thing and doing my morning walk. But the problem was, for some reason, whenever every video that I've watched in regards to removing this steering wheel, it looks like they all have this one bolt, right? Which I have socket wrenches for. I have a torque wrench for this as well. But for some reason, my car doesn't have that. It has an actual T screw in it, one of those T screws. And so I don't have anything for that. And honestly, I don't even know what size it is. So therefore, I got to go out and try to find that today, see if somebody has it. But it's annoying because of the fact that, like I said, I was expecting for this to be a simple job. It was complicated getting the airbag off, which I did get off. But the problem is, though, now the car is basically stuck in limbo because I got to find time today to try and go and find this screw that I need for it. So this is what we found out. It's actually super annoying. So apparently Ford changed the bolt for my car's model year, right? From they say from models in 2022 to obviously the 2024s and the newer cars, I'm imagining. But it uses a different bolt. But the problem with it, though, is the bolt is what you call torque. Hold on, what does it say? Oh yeah, torque to yield. So basically, once I take this bolt out, I can't reuse it, which is stupid. So now, not only do I have to go and actually buy a special socket for this, I also have to buy a completely new bolt, which they do have it online, but I don't want to sit and wait for this. I have no idea how long this is going to take to get to me. So I just submitted in a request with the local dealership, 2 of them actually, to try to see if they have it in stock, which I'm hoping they do. The bolt's only they're going to send me 4 of them, which I don't really need 4, but they're going to send me 4 and it's only $1. Like, it's $1, which isn't bad, but still, it's just, why do they got to be extra, man? So just to kind of see the current state, I had to disconnect the battery and everything. And I had to leave the door open because, well, actually, since the window's already down, I guess this one's fine as far as closing. But yesterday I screwed up because I tried to open that side over there. And the problem is, because there's no power going to the car right now, it can't lower the glass. So yeah, it was hitting the trim. But this is what we got. I wanted to look at something here because I noticed on the other steering wheel. Oh, there's a washer there. There's a washer behind it. Yeah, how's it going?
No cuts and no edits, just all BTS. Put my name in the credits. The way that I act, that's no way to forget it. If I do it.
So this is.
Oh, I put up the brightness. Sorry, I keep it low.
Very good. All right, there you go. Just go. Yeah, just go behind the wall here through that door. Shut it through the window. Take that with you.
Okay.
Yep.
What is the total actually?
It's $1.76.
Okay, yeah, cash.
I wouldn't swap my car for $1.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Thank you. Have a good one.
What they say.
$1.79. It's Friday, and I'm grateful that it's Friday because the weekend, obviously, I can get a lot more done. There's a lot to do today when it comes to work because, as I said before, this project that we're working on is absolutely tiring mentally. And there's a lot of pressure to get it done under a certain period of time. And I kind of got to crank it up a little bit. And so with that being said, there's a lot that I have to kind of expend as far as my mental capacity in order to make sure we get this done. So that's what I'm working on today. Luckily, when it comes to the car, the parts should be in today. I got the bolt yesterday. The parts will be in today. So therefore, I should be able to go ahead and finish up the steering wheel job and then just work. I don't know exactly what all we're going to work on. I do have to do some stuff for the podcast. So we'll see about that. And they're also recording a podcast episode today. So I have to get the set up for that too. So yeah, just going to be a busy Friday, but hopefully we can get to work on our goals because as it seems to be the trend, we're 0 for 3 right now when it comes to our goals. So we're going to see if we can change that before the end of Sunday. This has to change. So not going to lie, I honestly don't feel too good about this project I'm working on at work. What I mean is it's a super important application that we're building or we're rebuilding. We are updating one of the legacy applications. And the reason I don't feel too good about it is because there's a lot of pieces. And obviously we're using the agile method. So we're going through each task, and each task we estimated a certain amount of time for. And the piece that I'm working on right now, I do still have time for it. Like I have plenty of time left in it to work on that specific piece. But the problem is, it's just the code logic is really crazy behind it. And so far I've been working today, 3 hours, and I've made progress with it, but I still just don't feel too good about what I've done and how I've gone about implementing this refactor of the code itself. And so we just did our stand-up meeting, and we had some discussions about some things that are going to have to change in some of the older implementations that we've done. But with that though, again, just feel slightly uneasy about it. And I'm hoping that I can clear that up. I need to take a break. I should have took one 2 hours ago. And I think that's the other thing too. If you are a developer and you're writing code, right? Take your breaks, because this stuff gets very brain process heavy. I don't think that sounds right. There's a lot of brain processing there, right? And with that, you get burnt out. And then sometimes you think you're implementing something right, and then you come back later and like, oh dang, I could have done it this way. I've had so many of those moments here this past week. And I think that's because I'm not taking the breaks every 2 hours. And I think that's so important to do that, because see, what I'll do is I'll get locked in my head where it's like, I know that I want to complete this right now. Like, let me just get this one piece done and then I'll take a break. And that's not always the best thing. I think it's good to set yourself a timer. And then at that time, that's when you take your break. You're done for that moment. And again, I think it allows you to refresh your brain and come back and look at it with fresh eyes. My wife was driving the Mach-E when she slammed her finger into the door, or her finger got caught in the door. Well, no. Yeah, she slammed her finger in the door, right? And don't get me wrong, this car is nice, but I actually just now realized how she did that. I see now how she slammed her finger in the door, because just a second ago, I put my phone in here and I went outside the car and the door didn't shut all the way. It only shut like part of the way. And I hit the button to try to open it. It would not open. I had to literally shut the door fully and then get it to open. That's not safe. I don't know how in the hell Ford got away with this, because that's very unsafe. Very, very unsafe.
Know that I know where we at. Might have to struggle sometime on keeping the vision alive. Know where we at. Made it a couple of times.
There we go.
Does it look too dark though?
I'll lighten it up, and I'll lighten it up in editing because she's just acting crazy right now, but she won't notice it. Our Cruz, look straight.
Oh, you're vlogging. I didn't even notice.
See,
the
that's what I'm telling you. Like, people don't notice
No,
it.
you don't.
I know, I love this little camera.
You should have listened. I call that statement, not statement. Yeah, freedom of speech.
Oh God.
Well, I walked the other way around, but that's what I was explaining to them.
You're a strong soldier.
And I didn't get it.
Stronger than me. Because I'm not single. If you would have got a hand, I'll palm to the face. Palm in my face.
Nigga, we still on the climb. You know where we at? Tell you to step out of line. You know that I'm all about mine. You know where we at? When you embracing the grind, you gotta take that as a sign. You know where we at? I like embracing the challenge and writing out checks just so budgets get balanced. The way I cook up, you can say it's astounding, but I think I'm better with others surrounding. No faith in my ops to come with.
This is the thing that sucks about driving manual is these cup holders. It makes shifting so much more difficult.
I want like a chef in the kitchen. I'm calling them out because something is missing. A nigga would really enjoy competition. Stay running it.
Okay, so I've completed 8 of the ad creatives, which there are a lot more that I do want to do and I have planned out, but it's 8 p.m. So that's it. That's officially calling our goals. So kind of where we are right now, we are 2 for 3 for this week. And yeah, I do feel a little disappointed about it because I think that I could have put in more effort on the front end in order to avoid this time crunch on the end. And then there were some things that kind of got in the way that probably shouldn't have gotten in the way. Like, for example, the whole deal with the car thing, that could have waited, but my OCD-ness was just making me feel like I needed to get it done. So I got it done. But hey, that sort of thing happens. But I think it's important to kind of stay motivated in what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Because again, when it comes to things that you love, you got to put in the effort. And creating goals like the way I'm doing them is not necessary for that effort. But I think it does kind of help to keep yourself accountable in regards to what it is that you're trying to achieve. So we're going to continue with the goals next week. Obviously, I need to do some reflecting on that before I call it a night. And so therefore, when we start tomorrow on Monday and we start a fresh week, fresh new goals, we can hit the ground running pretty strong and make sure that we hit next week's goals. So that's going to be it for this one. And we'll see you in the next one.